We have yet again another very important video to bring you guys. This is revolving around the Citadel and Robinhood lawsuit. We are getting more clarity of what they are saying, as well as what the investors are talking about, as well as some direct dialogue between Vlad, obviously Robinhood CEO, and Citadel themselves. So let's get straight into this video. Short squeeze, lawsuit plaintiffs slam Robinhood Citadel Securities for payment for order flow. This was posted yesterday, September 22nd, 2021. It goes on to say, less than a month after Citadel Securities responded to the complaint brought by investors who suffered heavy losses during the January short squeeze, the traders have also filed their response. In fact, a number of documents were filed by the plaintiffs in the multi-district litigation on September 21st, 2021. These documents include not only the response to the defendant's motion to dismiss the antitrust tranche complaint, but also several amended complaints. FX News Group has examined the response and the corrected complaint in the antitrust tranche so that more details are provided to the readers. Evidentiary details would be important as the motion to dismiss attacks the complaints on several grounds, with the main one being that the complaint fails to set forth allegations of an anti-competitive agreement. The traders say that the defendants are incorrect, as the complaint is replete with facts which, when proven at trial, will constitute evidence, both direct and circumstantial, that defendants entered an anti-competitive agreement to restrict the relevant securities. The plaintiffs explain that in this case is about individual investors who invested their money in the stock market and were stripped of their right to control their own investments. The traders accuse the defendants and other market players of hatching an anti-competitive scheme to restrict retail investors' access to the stock market and prevent the market from operating freely and fairly. According to the traders, the defendants did so to protect each other and to stop the hemorrhaging losses incurred by market maker defendants as a result of their accumulation of large short positions. The plaintiffs in this case claim to represent all persons or entities in the United States that held shares of stock or call options in GameStop, AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, Express, Kaz, Nokia, Tootsie Roll Industries, Trivago as of the close of market on January 27, 2021, and sold the above listed securities from January 28th up to and including January 4th, 2021. The plaintiffs seek to prove the alleged conspiracy. They note that the industry is close-knit and built on pre-existing relationships. Additionally, individuals within the industry frequently move from one market participant to another or invest financial resources in other market participants. Citadel Securities' head of execution services, for instance, the plaintiffs say had prior working relationships through FINRA with Josh Drobnik, Robinhood's vice president of corporate communications, during the relevant period. According to the traders, as a result of the close-knit nature of the industry and the prior relationships developed by those within the industry, there are a high number of intern firms communications which tend to provide opportunities to exchange information and to render a market susceptible to collusion. Given the events of late 2020 and January 2021, the participants in the conspiracy had numerous opportunities to conspire to restrain trade. The traders know that high-level executives of Citadel Securities and Robinhood coordinated communications in the weeks before and numerous times the day before the restrictions were ultimately imposed. Additionally, Robinhood's Dobrik, I don't know if I'm saying that right, appeared to accept Citadel Securities' proposition made on January 20th, 2021. Also, high-level employees of E-Trade and Citadel Securities exchanged communications throughout January 28th, 2021 to confirm certain orders were canceled. The plaintiffs admit, however, that while high-level employees of Citadel Securities and Robinhood coordinated communications via email or via internal chat channels, the emails appear cryptic with little indication about the subject matter communicated between the participants, reserving discussions of their dealings to unrecorded telephone calls. On January 27, 2021, the day before the restrictions were implemented, high-level employees of Citadel Securities and Robinhood had numerous communications with each other. According to the plaintiffs, this indicates that Citadel applied pressure on Robinhood. You guys can see Gretchen Howard, obviously from Robinhood, as she is communicating, I assume she is communicating with Vlad. Obviously, he is the CEO. This was on January 27, 2021. She says, just an FYI that Dan and I are joining gym at 5 p.m. p.m. on a call with Citadel. They reached out and want to speak this evening, and we believe they will make some demands on limiting payment for order flow across the board. We won't agree to anything, but wanted to give you a heads up. Vlad said, okay. He goes on to say, maybe this would be a good time for me to chat with Ken Griffin. You guys can mention that. Plaintiffs argue that Citadel Securities stood to gain from stopping the short squeeze by purchasing new short positions at the peak of the relevant securities price increase and then profiting from the artificial decrease in share price after the trading restriction on January 28th. Anecdotal evidence that several large firms are having really bad nights too. This name is for whatever reason blocked out. This guy Jim Swartwow, I don't know why names are so hard to say. Everyone you wouldn't believe the convo we had with Citadel. Total mess. The traders say, while there is no publicly available data to show that Citadel Securities was one of the parties that opened up new short positions on January 25th, recall there is no requirement that hedge funds disclose their short positions except as described above. It would be in Citadel Securities' best interest to open up new short positions if Citadel Securities planned to leverage its relationship to halt trading of GameStop and other relevant securities and artificially depress their share price. Further, according to the traders, given Robinhood relies on payment for order flow for revenue and sold a significant portion of its order flow to Citadel Securities, the two firms had motive to cooperate due to their close economic relationship. Indeed, in several internal conversations, high-level executives of Robinhood and Citadel Securities stated the firms had a strong relationship and that the relationship was a partnership. The plaintiffs add that the clearing defendants had reason to participate and join in the conspiracy. NSCC is a member-driven corporation. Member clearing agents report the trades they receive to their parent organization, the DTCC. The DTCC then ensures the transfer of money to the seller's broker account and the transfer of security ownership to the buyer's broker account. To mitigate the loss of settling trades, the DTCC requires that NSCC member clearing firms put up collateral, which the NSCC member clearing firms typically pass down to the brokerages. The DTCC collateral requirement changes depending on perceived risk of the order, since if one side of the trade defaults, the broker cannot cover the loss. DTCC members, firms are on the hook for completing the trade. In other words, if a member became bankrupt, DTCC and its member clearing agents would be on the hook for the short positions taken by that member. Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev also testified before Congressional House Committee on Financial Services that Citadel Securities' payment for order flow revenue is Robinhood's primary source of revenue. The traders state, this essentially proves that Robinhood's client is not the retail investor themselves, but rather Citadel Securities in this relationship. It is actually the retail investor who is Robinhood's product, the product for which Citadel Securities is in fact buying and paying Robinhood a premium. The traders add that Robinhood is not alone in profiting from payment for order flow. Every brokerage, defendant, Apex, and ETC, etc., sell order flow. Additionally, Citadel Securities is either the largest one or one of the largest payers for order flow for most of them. According to the plaintiffs, Robinhood and other broker-dealers had every motivation to join the anti-competitive scheme to restrict trading to benefit their real clients, the clearing agents, and the market maker defendants. In quotes, Robinhood has gamified the investing market to funnel young investors onto their platform, ultimately to offer the market maker defendants a bird's eye view of both sides of their trades, enabling companies like Citadel to benefit from simultaneously making and playing the market, the traders argue. The lawsuit continues at Florida's Southern District Court. The amended complaints just filed by the plaintiffs will be discussed by parties at a status conference scheduled for September 23rd, 2021. So it is very clear. Most of this is directly true. It is a lot of due diligence we have been proving for a very long time. The SEC knows about this. Everybody knows about this. It is only up to the courts to see if they will actually take action on this, if the SEC will crack down on all of these activities. But that is all the information we have at our disposal around this Citadel and Robinhood lawsuit. Stay tuned for follow-up details on this. That is going to be all for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next one.